A very good afternoon to all of you. Myself Teena Kathpal, lecturer in chemistry from Pandit Jagat Government Polytechnic College, Hoshiarpur. Today the topic of presentation is oxidation and reduction. In this presentation, the topics to be covered are: in the first we will have an introduction to the oxidation and reduction. Under this topic, we will study about two concepts, that is classical concept and electronic concept of oxidation and reduction. Then you will see that how oxidation and reduction are complementary to each other. Then I will tell you about the redox reactions, that what are redox reactions and how many types of redox reactions are there. Then I will discuss about direct redox reactions and indirect redox reactions in detail along with their examples. Then half cells and half cell reactions will be discussed, and in the next topic we will study about salt bridge and its functions. First of all, let us have an introduction to oxidation and reduction. Basically, oxidation and reduction are two processes which can be explained on the basis of two concepts, that is classical concept and electronic concept. And these two processes are just reverse of each other. First of all, let us discuss about the classical concept of oxidation and reduction. Now, what is oxidation according to classical concept? It is defined as the process which involves addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. That means, it is that process in which either oxygen is added or hydrogen is removed. For example, when oxygen is added to sulfur, it forms sulfur dioxide, that is SO2. This reaction shows the addition of oxygen, means it is an oxidation process. Similarly, in the second example, carbon reacts with O2 forming CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Again, this reaction explains the oxidation process in which addition of oxygen is taking place. In the third reaction, H₂S combines with Br₂ forming two molecules of HBr and sulfur. But this reaction explains the oxidation in which removal of hydrogen is taking place. If you see this reactant, that is H₂S, here hydrogen is attached along with sulfur, but after oxidation here you can see that hydrogen has been removed from sulfur. That means, removal of hydrogen has occurred. So, this reaction is also an oxidation reaction. Now, what is oxidizing agent according to classical concept? A substance which supplies oxygen or removes hydrogen is called oxidizing agent. That means, it is that substance which either provides oxygen for its addition or it helps to remove hydrogen. This oxidizing agent is also known as oxidizer or oxidant. For example, in the above explained examples, O2 and Br2 act as oxidizing agents. For example, in the first two processes, O2 act as oxidizing agent because it provides oxygen for its addition, and in the third reaction Br2 behaves as oxidizing agent because it helps to remove hydrogen from sulfur. Now, what is reduction according to classical concept? It is defined as a process which involves addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen. That means, it is just reverse of oxidation. There we studied addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen, but here there is a reverse case, that is hydrogen is added or oxygen is removed from a substance, then it is known as the process of reduction. For example, when H2 is added to Cl2, it forms two molecules of HCl. That means, it is the process in which hydrogen is added. Second reaction also shows the addition of hydrogen, in which H2 reacts with Br2, forming two molecules of HBr. But in the third reaction, you can see that here removal of oxygen is taking place. In this reaction, zinc oxide reacts with carbon, forming zinc and carbon monoxide. In the reactant zinc oxide, oxygen is attached along with zinc, but after the process of reduction, oxygen has been removed from zinc. That means, reduction is taking place. Now, reducing agent according to classical concept, a substance which supplies hydrogen or removes oxygen is called reducing agent. Again, this is a reverse case of oxidizing agent. Here, it is that substance which provides hydrogen for its addition or it helps to remove oxygen. This reducing agent is also known as reductant or reducer. In the above explained examples, H2 and carbon acts as reducing agents. For example, in these explained examples, H2 provides hydrogen for its addition, and here carbon is also behaving as reducing agent because it helps to remove oxygen from zinc. So, this is all about classical concept. Next is electronic concept of oxidation and reduction. First, oxidation according to electronic concept. It is defined as the process in which an atom or ion loses one or more electrons. That means, it is that process in which loss of electrons is taking place. Any substance, when it loses electrons, it is said to have gone under oxidation. After the loss of electrons, that is oxidation, either increases positive charge or decreases negative charge on the atom or ion which is undergoing oxidation. That means, after oxidation, positive charge increases or negative charge decreases. This point can be explained by taking some examples. First, examples showing increase in positive charge. In the first reaction, magnesium loses 2 electrons and acquires +2 charge. That means, charge has been increased from 0 to +2. Here there is no charge, that means there is 0 charge on magnesium, which increases to +2. Similarly, in the second reaction, ferrous ion having +2 charge, after the loss of 1 electron changes into ferric ion, that is Fe, 3 positive ion, in which again positive charge has increased from +2 to +3. Now, there are some examples which show decrease in negative charge. When sulphide, that is S2 negative ion, loses 2 electrons, it acquires 0 charge. That means, negative charge has been decreased from -2 to 0. In the next example, manganate ion with 2 negative charge after the loss of 1 electron changes to MnO4 1 negative. That means, negative charge decreases from -2 to -1. So, these reactions show decrease in negative charge. And the substance which loses electrons is called reducing agent. Here you have to note down this point that the process going on is oxidation, but the corresponding agent which is losing electrons, that is known as reducing agent. So, this is oxidation according to electronic concept. Now, what is reduction according to electronic concept? It is defined as the process in which an atom or ion gains one or more electrons. That means, again reverse of oxidation, that here gain of electrons is taking place. That means, when an atom or ion gains electrons, the process is said to be reduction. The gain of electrons either decreases positive charge or increases negative charge. Again, this is also reverse that of oxidation. After the gain of electrons means after the process of reduction, either positive charge decreases or negative charge increases on the atom or ion which is undergoing reduction. These examples explain this point, that some examples which show decrease in positive charge are when ferric ion gains 1 electron, it changes into ferrous ion. That means, decrease in positive charge is taking place from +3 to +2. Similarly, in the next example, tin ion with +4 oxidation state changes into +2. That means, positive charge is again decreasing from +4 to +2. Now, these are the examples which show increase in negative charge. When sulfur gains 2 electrons, it changes into sulphide, that is S2 negative ion. That means, negative charge is increasing from 0 to -2. Similarly, in the next example, permanganate ion with 1 negative charge, when it gains 1 electron, it changes into manganate ion with -2 charge. That means, again negative charge has been increased from -1 to -2. And the substance which gains 1 or more electrons is called oxidizing agent. That means, the process going on is reduction and the corresponding agent which is gaining electrons is called oxidizing agent. So, this is all about electronic concept. Next, let us see that how oxidation and reduction are complementary to each other. It has been observed that neither oxidation nor reduction can occur by itself, that is, both of the processes occur simultaneously. A substance can lose electrons only if there is another substance to gain those electrons, that is, oxidation occurs at the cost of reduction and vice versa. That means, oxidation will occur, that is, loss of electrons will occur only if there is another substance which is to gain those electrons. So, we can say that both oxidation and reduction go side by side, or these two processes occur simultaneously. To explain this comment, I have taken an example in which magnesium, when it is burnt in the presence of oxygen, following reaction is taking place. Magnesium plus oxygen, it forms magnesium oxide, that is MgO. But this reaction occurs in two steps. In the first step, what happens? Magnesium undergoes oxidation as shown, that is, after oxidation magnesium loses 2 electrons and it changes into Mg2 positive ion. That is, oxidation is taking place, means loss of electrons is occurring. Now, there is a question for you that where these electrons have gone. That means, these 2 electrons, where these electrons will go. Actually, what happens that these electrons are accepted by oxygen, which changes to oxide ion as shown in the following reaction. The 2 electrons which are lost by magnesium, these are accepted by oxygen, that is the second reactant, and it changes into oxide ion, that is O2 negative ion, means the process of reduction is also taking place. To balance this equation, let us change O into O2, that is molecular form of oxygen. It will require 4 electrons and it changes into 2 oxide ions. Now, if we add these two processes, that is oxidation and reduction, we get the net reaction will be, that means after the addition of oxidation, that is this reaction and reduction, and when we cancel these electrons, you will get the net reaction comes out to be our main reaction, that is Mg plus O2 changing into 2 molecules of magnesium oxide. So, from this explanation we can conclude that both oxidation and reduction are always complementary to each other. Complementary means they always occur simultaneously, or you can say that these go side by side. In the above examples, as we have seen that magnesium loses electrons, so it is undergoing oxidation, but it acts as reducing agent, and oxygen which is accepting these electrons means it is undergoing process of reduction. It will behave as oxidizing agent. That means a substance which is undergoing oxidation will behave as reducing agent, and the substance which is accepting electrons means which is undergoing reduction, that will act as oxidizing agent. So, this is all about the statement that oxidation and reduction are complementary to each other. In the next topic, let us discuss about redox reactions. Actually, the word redox is made up of 2 parts, that is red plus ox, means reduction and oxidation. So, such reactions which involve both reduction as well as oxidation are called redox reactions. That means, these are those reactions in which both reduction as well as oxidation are taking place, and collectively these reactions are called redox reactions. Now, how many types of redox reactions are there? There are 2 types of redox reactions, that is direct redox reactions and indirect redox reactions. Let us discuss these two types of redox reactions in detail. First are direct redox reactions. These are those reactions in which both oxidation and reduction take place in the same vessel. That means both of the processes are taking place in the same container, or you can say in the same beaker, so that there is direct contact between oxidation and reduction. So, these are called direct redox reactions. For example, zinc rod dipped in copper sulphate solution. This is a very common example of direct redox reactions, which can also be performed as an experiment. When a strip of zinc metal is placed in the solution of copper sulphate, after some time it is noticed that, so these are two diagrams in which zinc rod is dipped in the solution of copper sulphate. In the first example, it is just in the first diagram, it is just at the start of reaction, means when zinc rod has been dipped in the copper sulphate solution, and second diagram is the diagram which is after some time. So, after some time we will notice some observations. Let us discuss about those observations. Number 1, a part of zinc metal has dissolved and lost its weight. Again, this can be seen in the second diagram, that zinc rod has been eaten away. That means it has lost its weight and has dissolved after some time. So, this is our first observation, that zinc dissolves. In the second observation, you will observe some reddish metallic copper or PPT of the copper, which start depositing either on the zinc plate or settle down at the bottom of beaker. Again, this can also be observed in the second diagram, that some metallic PPT has been settled down at the bottom of beaker. So, this is our second observation, that some copper settles down at the bottom of beaker. In the third observation, you will observe that bluish color of the solution fades away. As we know that copper sulphate solution is a blue colored solution, its color will fade after some time. The solution becomes hot after some time. So, in the fourth point, you will notice that solution will warm up, that means it will become hot, and solution remains electrically neutral. So, these 5 observations are observed when you dip a zinc rod in a solution of copper sulphate. So, let us again go through these observations, that a part of metal dissolves and loses its weight, some reddish metallic copper settles down at the bottom of beaker, bluish color of the solution fades away, solution becomes hot after some time, and solution remains electrically neutral. Now, let us explain all these observations. In the first step, zinc loses 2 electrons to form zinc ions. That means it undergoes oxidation as shown in the reaction, that zinc changes into zinc ion plus 2 electrons. So, this is the first observation that zinc loses its weight. This is due to the process of oxidation, because zinc is changing into zinc ions. These ions will move into the solution, as you can see in the second diagram, that after the oxidation, in the second diagram there is zinc rod which has lost its weight. Again this is due to oxidation, because these ions will move into the solution and zinc rod loses its weight. In the second observation, some metallic copper will be seen at the bottom, because the process of reduction is also taking place. In this process, copper ions will gain 2 electrons which come from zinc and they change into copper solid. So, this is the process of reduction, that copper 2 positive ions, these have come from the solution of copper sulphate. These gain 2 electrons which come from the above reaction, that is lost by zinc, and they change into copper solid. This copper solid formed in the second reaction will be settled as reddish brown PPT at the bottom of beaker. So, this is again the explanation of first and second point. When zinc plate is dipped in the solution of copper sulphate, it loses electrons to form zinc ions, and copper ions gain these electrons to form copper metal as reddish precipitate. As the concentration of copper ions present in the copper sulphate solution decreases, the blue color of the solution fades away. So, the blue color of the solution is basically due to copper ions. Since more and more copper ions are changing into solid copper in the process of reduction, and their concentration is decreasing. With decrease in concentration of the copper ions, blue color of the solution fades. So, this was our third observation. When we combine the two processes, that is this oxidation and reduction, and cancel 2 electrons from both sides, we will get the overall reaction, which may be written as zinc plus copper 2 positive ions changing into copper solid plus zinc ions, because 2 electrons have been cancelled and the overall reaction is like this. This reaction is exothermic, means it will evolve some heat energy, due to which solution will become warm. So, this is the reason for the fourth observation, that this reaction is occurring with the evolution of heat energy, which will make the solution hot in nature. And solutions remain electrically neutral, because there is no net charge on the solution. And since electrons are transferred from zinc to copper ions directly, that is why this is a kind of direct redox reaction. So, I have explained you all these observations one by one, that why zinc loses its weight. It was because of oxidation. Why copper appears as reddish brown PPT, this is because of reduction, and first was due to oxidation. Blue color of the solution disappears, this is because the concentration of copper ions is decreasing, and solution becomes warm because the reaction is exothermic and solutions remain electrically neutral. So, this is all about direct redox reaction. Next is indirect redox reaction. The reactions in which both oxidation and reduction take place in different vessels are called indirect redox reactions. So, in these type of reactions, the reactions are taking place in the separate vessels. Oxidation is taking place in the different vessel and reduction is taking place in the different vessel. And the common example of this type of redox reaction